Welcome to Her Turn, the podcast for women who are ready for more. If you're in midlife and feeling like your body, your energy, or even your purpose has shifted, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. Each week, we're talking honestly about the things no one prepared us for: hormones, health, identity, relationships, and the big life transitions that hit us in our 40s, 50s, and beyond. Your host is Abbe Lang, certified life and relationship coach and fierce advocate for women getting answers and taking back their power. She brings decades of experience, real talk, and natural solutions to help you feel like you again. This is your space, your time, and your turn. So let's start with estrogen. Everyone thinks hot flashes, but you say it's way more than that. What's really going on when estrogen drops?
Oh my gosh, totally. So when estrogen falls, it's not just hot flashes. Women start to feel foggy, forgetful, like you can't even think clearly anymore. And that's just not in your head. Low estrogen literally shrinks the brain. That is why it's linked to Alzheimer's. That forgetful feeling is your brain telling you, hey, I need support. And the sooner you give your brain that support, the greater chance you will have in not having Alzheimer in your later years.
Wow, so the menopause brain we laugh about isn't just aging, it's actual brain changes. So is replacing estrogen actually protective for our brains?
Yes, exactly. Estrogen keeps blood flowing to the brain. It supports your memory and keeps the brain young. When you replace it safely, you lower your risk for dementia and keep that sharpness.
So why do you think women are told, oh, it's just stress or you're getting older instead of being told it's actually hormones?
I think mostly because your average OBGYN is not taught anything about perimenopause and menopause in school. So it's almost like they have to get continuing education if they even care about this sector of women's health. No one is connecting the dots for us. Medicine wrote it off as normal aging. But when women balance their estrogen, the clarity comes right back. It's like the light turns on again in our brain.
Wow, okay, that's so validating because most women just blame themselves. And yet for years, estrogen replacement was treated like some kind of fluffy, risky thing. Why is that?
Exactly. Hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, was dismissed as being dangerous, all from one very flawed study. This study took synthetic estrogen that was not balanced with progesterone, and it made women fear estrogen so much, fear the risks of getting cancer. But the study was completely flawed. Big Pharma was busy pushing antidepressants and statins onto women, billion-dollar drugs that never solved the root problem. Instead of giving women back estrogen, they handed us prescriptions that dulled our symptoms, but didn't protect our brains, bones, or hearts.
So if estrogen is so protective, why are women still afraid of it?
Well, mostly, Katie, because of fear and total misinformation. But here's the truth: bioidentical estrogen, used the right way, is protective. The enemy isn't estrogen, the enemy is losing it.
Okay, so estrogen isn't the problem, the lack of it is. All right, let's talk about progesterone. You call it the soothing hormone. Why?
Well, because it's like nature's chill pill. Progesterone calms the brain, reduces anxiety, and helps us sleep. Without it, you're restless, irritable, and wide awake at 3 a.m.
And you prefer capsules over lotion, right? What's the difference?
So, Katie, I found that the capsules, since they're metabolized through the liver, when you take them before bed, it kind of like ensures that I'm going to get a good night's sleep all night long. If you use the cream, you're going to get the calming effects, but it won't last for the entire night long.
Okay, so the capsule is like nature's Ambien, but without the side effects.
Yes. So, just to tell you even further, the capsules, like I said before, are metabolized in the liver, which create byproducts that act like a natural sleeping aid. That's what helps you drop into deep restorative sleep. The lotions don't do that as well.
Okay, but you've also said you use progesterone lotion on your breasts. Why there?
Right, absolutely. I do. I use topical progesterone and I actually use Lugol's iodine, 1 drop directly on my breast. This can reduce breast tenderness, cysts, and support the tissue. I actually just got a ultrasound done of my breast because the doctors were watching a cyst and that cyst decreased in size so much that they don't even want to follow me anymore. What's happening in mainstream society is they are taking these cysts, they are doing unnecessary biopsies, and it's causing fear amongst women. And also, going in there and biopsying a cyst sometimes is not the best idea at all.
Okay, so what happens when progesterone is low?
So, when your progesterone is low, your sleep goes totally out the window. Your anxiety will start to skyrocket, and your cycles will get heavier or more erratic if you're still having one. What does the medical system do? Instead of checking our progesterone, they hand you out sleeping pills, antidepressants, or anti anxiety meds. I can't tell you how many of my girlfriends are suffering from anxiety that aren't using progesterone correctly.
So, what's the one thing you wish women knew about progesterone?
Well, it's the hormone of balance. Estrogen can be stimulating, and progesterone keeps it in check. When it's low, everything feels off. Restoring it can bring peace, sleep, and calm without a prescription bottle. And when you view these two hormones, Katie, estrogen and progesterone, picture a seesaw. So it's very important that you're balancing the two. If you need to use extra estrogen, whether it's for your sex drive or it's for your moods or sleep, you need to make sure that you're balancing that with progesterone. And in turn, if you're using a lot of progesterone because you have very poor sleep, you need to make sure you're upping your estrogen because you're not going to be getting the same. So you can test all these things through blood levels that we actually have listed in the Her Turn community.
Awesome. So, now let's talk about testosterone. Everyone thinks that's just a male hormone. Why do women need it too?
Oh my God, testosterone is huge for women. It builds muscle, it protects bones, it improves sleep, it sharpens your focus, and it keeps your sex drive alive. Without it, women feel weak, drained, and like their spark is gone. Oftentimes, people make comments on my body and think that I work out 7 days a week like some sort of a crazy person. But in actuality, I just lift 3 days a week, heavy weights, and take the proper amount of testosterone.
And you've said you don't like pellets or patches. Why is lotion your go-to?
Well, basically, because I like to be in charge of the dose. A pellet can overdose you, and then you're stuck with it for 30, 60, 90 days. Patches are inconsistent. Lotion is adjustable and smooth. I can make it work for my body day by day, depending on what I need.
And you usually apply testosterone in some pretty unique places. Can you share about that?
Absolutely. So I work with Dr. Uzi Reese, and he's the one who actually told me where to apply my testosterone. So the first thing you need to know about testosterone is wherever you apply it, hair will grow. So I put my testosterone cream at the bottom of my feet because you're not going to grow hair at the bottom of your feet. I used to be advised by a doctor prior to Dr. Rice to put it on my inner thigh. And I'll tell you, 100% hair will grow. The other place I apply it is to my hoo ha, because if you put it there every night, I promise you, ladies, it will target blood flow, target sensitivity, and target all of your sexual responses. It's a game changer. And in that manner, it's targeted in a way that pellet and patches never could.
And what changes do you notice most from testosterone?
Absolutely, I have stronger muscles, I have deeper sleep, and I have a steady sex drive. But honestly, it's the energy and confidence I feel. And also, I have all of those extra good qualities that a man has. I can execute things better. I'm not so emotional at every sad commercial. I feel like I'm a better mom because I can parent my sons in a way that they're more comfortable with. I'm direct. I don't hold in my words or my feelings.
So, what's the biggest myth about women and testosterone?
That it makes us masculine. Wrong. When it's bioidentical and dosed right, you're going to feel more empowered as a woman than ever. That's the crazy part. Women are handed antidepressants for low mood and told to deal with low libido, while men get Viagra. Testosterone is our version of vitality. It restores what we were designed to have in the first place. And I'll tell you something, ladies. I have a 14-year age gap with my husband. I am 14 years older than him. And let's just say it's safe to say that my HRT, my testosterone, my estrogen, and progesterone help me keep up with my husband in every way.
Thank you for listening to Her Turn. If today's episode gave you something to think about, laugh about, or take action on, share it with a friend and leave us a review. And if you're craving more support, come join us in the Her Turn community. We're creating something powerful for women who are ready to rise, feel amazing, and write their next chapter on their own terms. With Abbe Lang as your guide, you'll get the tools, the truth, and the sisterhood to feel strong, clear, and connected again. See you next time.